Today's video, we made it to Tegies to pick this bad boy up. I think came out great. They got a really nice shine out of the black. Wow, 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 wow. We're actually gonna take it and we're gonna go to Tegies, believe it or not, because there's a box I gotta drop off before I head to Japan for Tegie to get some powder coating done. Super windy day, but I wanted to give you a cold start. Wow. It already has a city feel special, which is great. The engine looks so clean now. And I'm pretty sure this one comes with LEDs already, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, and fog lights. Hold on. Hold up. I wonder if they're yellow. The only downside is they're not yellow, but that could easily be changed with some wrap. Let's get going. All right, so what we have here is a 1994 Suzuki Cervo R. This thing, I don't even know where to begin to explain how cool this little car is. I'm sorry in advance if the wind is too much for the video. I'm trying to do my best to cover it up so it's not super windy over here. But let's just give you the full 360 rundown of the car itself. It is sitting on some tri-spokes, so it is way before the famed spec. You may have seen this on Nick. He was trying to sell this in Japan. If you missed out on that one, I feel really bad for you because this car is legit and it cleaned up so nicely. The yard photos did not do it justice because, as you saw from the beginning of the video when we went to go pick it up, I mean, it's still even kind of dusty right now, but it's got like a sparkle to it. It's kind of insane. It's got a nice little subtle hood scoop to it. It already comes with H4s. All it needs is some yellow fog lights and some LED running lights, and this thing would be set. But it is sitting on some tri-spokes that the size is 155, 65, 13. So they're 13 inch. I think they tie the car pretty well together. I don't know. Some people don't like tri-spokes and they hate on Nick because of it. I'm kind of indifferent. I think they work on some cars. I think they don't work on all cars. But in this car, I feel like it ties it in so well and so perfectly together with the black color. If we keep going around, you'll see that it does have a side skirt on both sides. The rear bumper also has this nice lip that adds a really nice subtle touch. But this wing is also not super like nutty looking like some of the wings that I've seen on other cars before. But overall, the car just looks amazing. Look at the size of this exhaust. It's insane. It does come with a backup camera, which is pretty nice, which is actually tied into what looks to be like this. So if you look, you can see the backup camera and the camera there. The wind's picking back up. Mike just introduced himself. He did point out that this is 12 valves with a 3-cylinder engine. He said this thing is a hot rod. So yeah, so if you missed out on this one, Nick, I apologize for it because you should have bought it. But overall, the car is in pretty great shape. I guess let's go dive right into the engine bay so you get an idea of the engine bay. And it's got basically, if you saw Nick's pink Alto, this is basically Nick's pink Alto, just in a servo. So different front end, probably the same doors. Well, no, probably a little bit different because this is the other generation. So this is a generation newer. But yeah, overall, really cool. I love the way that they did the black with the taillights. It adds a really nice accent to it. So here's the engine. The car has been warmed up. So I will give you a couple of revs so you can hear it with this wind. It is insane when you're driving this and you pull up to the light. It is also sitting on some coilovers. Wow, it is very windy. But let me take this video inside before this hood flies open. Because too much wind is against us right now. I guess this is kind of out of the wind, so headliners are in really good shape. It just got done with the detailers. Absolutely love these seats. I love how you can see the stitching on some of these. And then I believe, not that this is a flop, but this is not the original seat, or maybe these weren't the original seats. But it's interesting because it has the seat belts right in the middle, and then the seat belt straps go to here. The seat is doing a funky thing. I'm not quite sure why, as to why they did it this way, but it's not the end of the world, because really, if you're in a Kei car, nobody's really ever sitting back here. But just for size comparison, I am 6 feet tall, and I just got in the back for you so you get an idea. That's with the driver fully back, not fully reclined. I think the driver could recline a little bit more, but where I'm at sitting comparison, as you can kind of see, my head will touch here. It's got nice grab handles here, grab handles here. What I do love about this is that these back windows actually pop open. On my other Alto, they did not. The purple Alto, they did not pop open. You have this like stash area, or like slash cup holder there and there, and I'm actually, I could comfortably sit back here. I think the reason being that I can comfortably sit back here is because of the modification that they did to the seat. So I speculate that the back seat probably isn't the original one. They probably brought it off something else. Same thing with the bottom seat. They might have been off of another Alto or another Cervo, but yeah, I love this pattern. I wish this pattern was throughout the whole thing, but it's not to talk bad about it. The seats are great. I think this would be a great car for somebody that is just wants a good, awesome running car. It does have speakers on the doors. This one's currently not working, so we'll have to look into that. Has tweeters up above there and there. Does have this like backup camera reverse thing, and then that works, which is awesome. Let's turn it all the way off. These seats are actually quite comfortable. Let me get in the front so you get an idea. This is me getting out of the vehicle, out of the back seat. It's a little tricky, but nothing too bad. Sit back, and then you get into the front. And let me tell you, this is basically like getting into my other Alto, but for some reason it feels like I have more space in this one. Pretty cool. It does have an automatic window for, I think, down, yeah, and then automatic up. Only the driver's window's automatic. Same thing with this one. This one just goes up and down. It's automatic windows. Not automatic windows, but power windows, I should say. It looks like they did paint this before, which is really interesting. I wonder if this was off another car and they just painted it, or if it was just a different color overall. Someone did add this, which is really cool. It's like, what the heck is this? It's a USB plug so you can charge stuff. So I'm assuming if you put your phone mount there or here, you can have a USB cable. I love how this looks. I love that they did this modification to accept the double DIN radio. This is a Bluetooth radio, as well as DVD, so you can actually watch DVDs out of this. The glove compartment's pretty nice. It does come with an ETC reader, although, let's see. Oh yeah, the speaker's right up there. That's really cool. And it does come with a boost gauge. So all that is pretty nice. It's interesting. These always fade. I wonder if these were painted black or white originally, but it does have fog lights. It does have for the rear wipers, and it does have for the defrost back here. Passenger seats in pretty great condition. Overall, I'm actually genuinely impressed with this car. It's really nice. Horn works. I love the steering wheel. I don't know what brand it is. It might be some off-brand, but I love the steering wheel itself. It's very nice, simple, subtle. I don't love the horn, but that's something that's very simple to replace. If you were to buy this, you can get a different horn for it. Just the JDM flag is kind of an old thing of the past, and you can tell it's kind of fading. Overall, it's really cool. I love the simplicity of this, how it's one giant knob that basically controls everything from here. And it's cool that it's these tiny little knobs. It's very retro, and I think perfect for the time era, the time period of the car. But I think what most people want to know is, how does it drive? So let's take it on a driving portion, and then we'll kind of let you see how it drives. But before that, I need to show you the trunk and then the gas cap area, because I did not show you those areas. So the gas tank is on the passenger side over here. So if you come over here, it's in the very rear. Very nice. I always show this just so you can see it. It's interesting how tiny the gas cap is and how it's just a twist. It looks like some sort of service must have been done at some point. But if we open the trunk, you get to the very back, and then this is where you see where they modified the seat. It is missing there's a tray thing that goes in the back that actually houses the rear speakers. I have to ask Rob where it is, because That thing's pretty cool. It just sits back here and it's got 2 more speakers that plug right into there. Under here is a sub amp combo that comes with the vehicle, and a spare tire with spacers. Or no, where is the sub amp combo? Sorry, my mistake. This sub amp combo must be under the passenger seat. Yeah, it's under there. So it's pretty cool that they added that on. But yeah, you can see no rust or rot anywhere. Looks like they painted over the sound deadening that used to be back here to make it match black, or maybe it was from something else. It does not come with a mat. Well, no, it does come with a mat in the rear. I saw it earlier. I have to find all these things. But also, let's show you the underneath, even though this car is super low. A little bit of surface rust, nothing crazy, nothing to worry about. Overall, in really good shape, in my opinion. And the best part about this car that I almost forgot to tell you, so let me show you the very front. It's all-wheel drive, so I'll show you the rear in just a second, so you can see underneath the engine bay. Just some surface rust there, nothing crazy. I've seen a lot worse, trust me. If you saw tonight's video, you'll know what I'm talking about. But then you can see the diff right there and the solid axle that goes right to it. So this thing is a certified ripper because it's all-wheel drive. We'll need new tires, is what I'm just noticing in the rear. They're very bald. The fronts look to be in decent shape, but they're also pretty low. Same thing with this side. That won't be part of the sale. That's something that you'll have to replace yourself. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Came to drop off some stuff that's got to get powder coated. Maybe look and see how Project Acti's doing. We got to get his van in to get done. Also, this is very rare to see Tegies' car in here. It must mean that they finished doing something to it, or that it was dirty. But if you ever wondered why they call him Tegie, that's why. This thing's clean though. So this will be the driving aspect of it. I've been driving the car a little bit more. I really wanted to get a feel for it, just right from the get-go, because Nick's is like a rocket. My red one, I think there was issues of boost and all that, so it wasn't running right. So I couldn't ever use that as like the definitive answer. But when it was running decently, it actually ran pretty nicely. So for now, we made it to the Mexico City border. We're about to go and do a speed run. So I kind of wanted to do like a 0 to 60 kilometers, I guess you could say, or 0 to 100 kilometers. We're gonna wait until it clears up here, and then we're gonna take off, so you kind of get an idea. And I like what they did with the subtle touches of lights and all that. So let's go. We got an opening here. Let's see, 80 kilometers. It actually goes to the red line and keeps going on the red line as well. About to hit 120. runway here because we have people coming in, but it'll get up and go pretty well. And the brakes, as you can tell, they work because I have to slow down when people get in front of me as they're merging on. But I like that it has the boost light. For the power, it definitely doesn't lack it. Is it as fast as Nick's? Maybe debatable a little bit. I think I would have to redrive Nick's and tell you, like the what's it called, the strawberry lemonade, or the pink lemonade, I think is what he calls it. But this thing is still a little rocket. I think not as big as a rocket as the pink lemonade, but it gets there, you know. It gets going without any issues, and you can keep up with traffic. I mean, you see the flow of traffic in front of me here, and it keeps up with it without an issue. So, and we're in 4th gear right now. We haven't really done much to as far as like try and pass, but yeah. So if this is 4th, let's dump it into 3rd, get some passing power. It's just crazy to me how quickly it gets up to 7,000 RPM by going. Like just driving. Like I feel like some cars, they don't do it as quick. Let's see, this might open up a little bit more for us to be able to get. It'll definitely. Earlier I had it and it did hit 140 and then a fuel cut, and it was kind of weird the way that it did a fuel cut, but it does do it without any issue. So I'm gonna keep driving and see if it opens up a little bit more so that I can get some more runway. We got some more runway. I think the most remarkable thing about this car is just all the race car noises it makes. Like, I'm gonna ease off the gas and you hear the, which is in this case a turbo flutter, which doesn't even have a blow-off valve. I believe it has the stock blow-off valve, but let me tell you, it sounds great. And that exhaust, it's not super rowdy. So like being inside the cabin here and hearing all the sounds, it doesn't like bore you. It doesn't put you to like annoy you after you drive it for an hour or two. I've been driving it for well over 2 hours now, and I could drive this. I could daily drive this thing without an issue. And it, like I said, it has the power that you want. That most other Kei cars that are not, you know, turbo, not necessarily that they don't have it, but they just don't have the balls to just like go as fast, if that makes sense. I'll tell you, Kei cars with turbos and a manual transmission and 4-wheel drive, in my opinion, are the best that you can get. So the fact that this is 4-wheel drive, 5-speed turbo, it checks all the boxes for Mendy imports. One thing to do note is so dropping it down to 3, picking up speed, 85, 90 kilometers, by the way, 100 kilometers. So awesome to hear the when you shift. I don't know if my headphones are picking it up, but it's just quite remarkable and amazing. But I will note, the only thing that I do notice from it, other than it needs tires, this steering wheel is cool, but you can definitely tell it's probably like a knockoff one. The way you can bend it, it's just not cool. But putting a Momo wheel on this would actually make a world of a difference. And then the only other thing to note about this car is the clutch grab's much higher. So it could just mean that either the clutch needs an adjustment or the clutch could potentially be on its way out. But it's hard to say. It's driving. I don't notice anything that, you know, would worry me other than it just grabs higher than normal. I mean, you hear it driving right now, so let's see if we can get it up there to 140 right now. Sorry for all the bumps. That's a spare tire kind of bouncing up and down. Just not enough runway for me to get to 140 kms. But I don't know where I'll end this video. This might be the last bit of it, but yeah. Overall, I love this. Oh yeah, I forgot. It does have a boost gauge over there, so second earlier I hit 140 without an issue. Just got off the highway. The one thing I'm slacking, it's got 92,300 398,000 kilometers on it, which is pretty low in my opinion.